Hi everybody, and welcome along to our Sunday, I don't know, show, whatever, Sunday Live. Yesterday you watched me make a centre spread for our our file folder journal, and I don't know, just didn't sit right with me at all. I left it, and then in order to get to the kitchen, I've got to pass here. So there's quite a bit of times that I was going back past and forth. And every time I saw it, it just wasn't. Sometimes, things don't look right at the time, and then you leave them and they kind of bed in, and you think, yeah, that's okay, I like that. But no, I couldn't. I just couldn't. It was way, way too busy for me, and you couldn't see any of the things that were on it. You couldn't distinguish between anything. So I ripped it off. Well, rip is a bit strong. I carefully took it off around the edges and the top where it glued. And then I took this pocket off because I particularly liked that. I thought we made a good job of that yesterday. But because you could see where I'd torn the glue off the paper, I didn't really want to have to print a new piece of paper, double-sided A3, all that ink, and put the lace on. So I wanted to preserve this if I could. So what I did was made this new piece wider. So it's just ever so slightly wider and it's ever so slightly longer, just to hide the bits where I'd torn the glue off. So there it is, sewed around it. The pocket, of course, because I'd had to make it wider, was too short. So I've lengthened that with a little bit of cardboard and just put some pink ribbon down there. It matches that. I don't think it looks bad at all. So yeah, there we are. We've got a new pocket. And I do think I'm much more at ease with that. That's better altogether. But I do now think it needs something. It's a bit too plain. Oh my goodness, will this woman ever stop? So let's take these out and have a look, and I'll show you what I'm... Roll call.
Roll call. Deborah.
Hi, Deborah.
Pat.
Hiya, Pat.
Maureen.
Hello, Maureen.
Hilda.
Hello, Hilda.
Ros.
Hi, Ros.
Max.
Hello, oh, nice to have you back, Max.
Sarah Kruzak.
Yes, hello, Sarah. And not Andy. No, it's Sarah today.
Jen Sinclair.
Hi, Jen.
Leslie M.
Hi, Leslie.
Helen Adams.
Hello, Helen.
Jean.
Hi, Jean.
Carrie.
And Kerry.
Sammy.
Sammy.
That's everybody, I think.
That is brilliant. Thanks so much for turning up.
Corrine.
Oh, hi, Corinne.
Just popped in.
Hello, everybody. Nice to have you with us. Really good of you to give your time up on a Sunday to watch me deliberate about things. Anyway, this is it. This is where we are. So I've decided now that that's too plain. And so I did a little experiment this morning with some embossing powders. This is white, it's embossed, so it's gone like enamel. And this is silver. And I quite like both of those, actually. So I think I might put a smattering of embossed butterflies on there. I think if I don't put too many, it won't look too busy, but it will just take that plainness away. Make it look like we went that extra mile, which is what we're all about. So, embossing is not my thing. It's kind of not my jam. So, I had to have that little experiment this morning just to see what you're supposed to do. But I have, however, got one of these embossing ink pads. It's a Ranger one and it's clear. I think you can get coloured one. I'm not really up in the embossing world, I'm afraid. But let's give this a try anyway. Now I know that I need a sheet of paper kind of underneath it to catch the surplus stuff. I'm sure you lot are all much better than me at this. But let's give it a try. If the worst happens, I just rip it off and put another one in. No, that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I think I want to... Oh, I'll stamp it this way because then I can see. But I think I want to be pouring my stuff off that way, because if I pour it off this way, it's going to go in the pocket. That's a good spot. Right, so my stamp for the proceedings is this little, but it's the same one, it's this one. And it was a free stamp given away with a magazine some years ago. and then Mr. F found it in a charity shop, so who knows where it actually came from. So let's have a start and let's make a start. So I don't know how long this stays wet before you've got to put the embossing powder on it. So I'm all a bit of a novice at this. Anyway, let's go. I'll do the white ones first. So, and I want them at a bit of an angle. Oh, I don't want that there either, but never mind, it's there now. Put one across the top there. I've got to keep the edge of that stamping block out of this one here, like that. I'll just go with that because, like I said, I don't know how long I've got until it actually dries. I want to turn that around this way, put my white stuff on. And this stuff I've had, it came from an auction with about, I don't know, 40 others. And you know, if it ever came to the wrong person, it was me, because I just don't emboss, really. Oops, it's quite a lot. But anyway, let's give it a go, eh? Okay, that's looking all right. Now I think I've got quite a long time before I need to take the heat gun to that, so I can probably put the rest. Or a cat hair in there, that's really not helpful. So I'm just going to tip this back into the pot. Do the same thing again on the other side. So put the lid on that because you know me, it's going to end up everywhere. It's sticky stuff, that embossing thing. I think when I'm finished I need to wash my stamp and my stamp block off. So I just kind of want them round the edge really. Maybe one in the middle. Put one this way, shall we? Over here. I think that's probably fine for the white, you know. Really, if we're going to put silver on as well. I'm being encroached upon by so much stuff. As ever, and I'm sure, I mean, somebody, I can't remember who it was last night, put a post on the Facebook group saying, you know, they were at the wit's end, absolutely at the wit's end with all the stuff and the disarray that is around you when you craft, particularly this craft, I think. And my heart went out to her because I absolutely know what it's like. It doesn't matter how often you tidy up or whatever, you've still got a load of stuff out. And the only solution to that I can see is to have enough drawers or cubby holes or whatever so that everything has its place. So when you've used it, you can put it back. And I'm about 3 bookcases short of that at the moment.
3 bookcases short of a library.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just going to get my heat gun out. So I'm sorry about the noise. It's quite a quiet one, but it will be noisy. We'll see if we can get these to go. Oh, it's going, it's going. Oh, it's gorgeous when it goes. Lovely, that's that one. I don't know why I don't emboss more often, to be honest, because I really do like the effect. Getting to melt this lace particularly. Once your heat gun's up to speed, it can half go quick. So there we are, that's those ones done. Aren't they pretty? I mean, they're very clear. They're a good clear stamp. And in real life, they kind of look like enamel. I quite like those. I've got that bit of a faux pas there where I put my stamp down, but oh dear, that's life, eh? So do you think I'll be all right putting... Is the silver going to stick to that? Might just leave that actually for a while until they're properly dry before I put another colour on. Because, like I say, I'm not used to all this malarkey and I don't want to mess it up. So I'm going to put that to the side just now with all the stuff that goes with it. And for those of you that have joined me today and haven't got a clue what I'm talking about, what I'm doing, let's just have a quick run through what it is that we're doing. And we're making this file folder. This folder comes from a set of 6 folders that are just, they're all like this. They're beautiful, different designs on them, but beautiful flowers and butterflies on them. So that's, I've taken my cue from the flowers and the butterflies, and I've chosen design paper to match. So this is the design paper that I've chosen, and it's by Calico Collage, and it's called Floral Shabby, or Shabby Floral. I can't remember which way around, sorry. But you'll find it if you go there. So the design pages I don't think I'm going to do anything with. They're just so lovely. I don't really need to add anything to them. Here comes Mr. F with a cup of coffee, and I haven't even got room for it. Dear me.
Everybody was making coffee, so...
Oh, everyone was making coffee. And so you made one. Well
I'm
done.
easily led.
Exactly. So that's another of the design pages. Beautiful. If you join the group or you've joined us here before on YouTube, you will know I love 3 things in junk journals. I love stripes and ticking. I love flowers. The more floral, the better. And I love this sort of colour. This is a light green, but I really love that sort of chartreuse colour, this colour. So if I can get all 3 of those into a journal, that's excellent. Now then, this is My Porch Prints, and it's called Shabby Ticking. She's got 2 sets. She's got this one, pink and a turquoise one, and then she's got a newer set which is green and yellow. But they're all very, very usable for me. So that's that, and this is a My Porch Prints big tag, printed out giant sized, little organza, well, big organza bow there, one of our dimensional butterflies here, and a bit of lace. And then on here you will see I've got this gorgeous little dragonfly. I mean, he's so cute, and he's on a bulb clip, but look what he's held on with. I mean, he's held on with these little fellas, and they are, seriously are, the world's tiniest bulldog clips. They're fabulous. Love them. And so I've used one of those just to stick onto the tag of this journaling card here, just to hold our dragonfly in place, and just give it that cuteness factor. I mean, come on. So that slides in behind there, so we're not wasting a potential place for journaling. And then that folds over, and we've got this tummy tuck here. And on this page, we've got the world's largest paper clip. We've gone from small to large. It's ridiculous. Flo Cinderella sent me one of these with her submission for the collaborative journal. And I absolutely fell in love with it. I kept it on my desk for ages. It's now in this packet. And every time I saw it made me smile. So I had to order some for myself. So here they are. They arrived. They're just stupidly large. And I absolutely love them. I really love them. So this is just an envelope. It's got nothing in. I've left that for somebody to put something in themselves. But it has got nice lace ribbon. I've hand sewn these 2 buttons, and they are proper vintage buttons. They came out my mother's button box, and I can actually tell you which, I remember the garments that they were on, which is nice. It's nice for me. And that just slides under there, and then it gets held in place by this giant. Oh dear. So there we are.
Marie's joined us, and Candice.
Hi Candice. Hi Marie. Thanks for joining us. Do appreciate it. Another one of our design pages here. All the design pages have got this cream lace down the side. That's pretty, more than pretty, it's gorgeous, and that as well. And then here we come to a page which is from our, oh blimey, I can't get that, it's under a stack of stuff. It's called Wildflowers of the World. It's a really big book, so I've cut this down to fit, sewn all the way around it, sewn around here, and I'll put something in there that's nice to look at, and journaling. This is a page of Edith Holden. This is a clear coffee stained page, ripe and ready for something to go on it, and that's what we're going to do today. This is another, look at these papers, honestly, gosh, they're gorgeous. And that's the back of that one. Then we've got some proper vintage music paper, and because it's so feeble, weak down here, it needs some help, so we'll attend to that when it's time for that. And I'm going to use this is the napkin that I've used throughout this journal for journaling cards, tags, etc. So I'm going to use it as well to decoupage onto the music sheet, just so we've got some continuity throughout the journal. And that's not a bad thing, actually, having a bit of, if you've got something somewhere, try and incorporate it somewhere else in your journal. Another one of our design pages, and on the back of this design page we've got
Vern Moody. It's just joined us from Irene in Ontario, Canada.
Vern Moody, hello. Good morning from Irene, Ontario. Well, we do have one other Canadian, I think. Roz is Canadian. I don't know of anybody else, but how nice of you to join us. Thank you very much. And who's Kerry suggesting that we send to the naughty step? You? Why, what have you done already?
I've not done anything.
Are they picking on you?
Yeah.
So this page is a really excellent journaling page. It comes with a calico collage. One of the calico collage sets, there's 2 of the floral shabbies, and one is more like this, and the other is all florally. I'm thinking I should leave that really, because it is excellent journaling, but we'll see as we go along. Here's a sheet of, well, I call it vellum, but it's actually tracing paper that I've put through the inkjet printer. It takes it beautifully, and there's one of the design sheets printed onto there. It's really lovely. It feels like vellum. I like it a lot. Here's a page from our bird book. This is a massive book as well, but I've cut it down a bit. And when I come to sew the signatures in, I won't sew them all, centrally. I'll have some sort of up like that and some further down, etc. Make it more interesting. Another design page, beautiful one. And then this, which isn't going to be the spread, because our centre spread that we're busy with at the minute will be there. But these are really excellent journaling pages. And this comes from a floral book of the year. Really pretty pictures. I've folded them over because they were too long, and I'll just sew around that, make a pocket, pop something in it, and it's pretty much, the back is the same. Oh, I love that page, I love it. Our bird page, our tracing paper page, potentially a journaling page, design sheet, music sheet, design sheet. There you go. I love, oh no, that's our coffee stain paper, sorry. Edith Holden, there's rather more to this than I thought. The World Book of Wildflowers, look at that page. It's just stunning, isn't it? And then when you turn it over, you've got that. Looks like a Himalayan poppy to me. I love it. Design page, and then this is the other side of this. So it's been folded over because it was too wide. And then I put a piece of the World Book in there, one of our little dimensional butterflies, some gems, and 2 big journaling cards. Okay, so that's where we're up to at the moment. And that's just the end of our book there. Right, so if you're new to us, or you missed yesterday or whatever, that's what we're up to. Let's just have a look at this and see if it's dry, if I dare put silver on it yet. Yeah, that feels dry to me. I'm going for it. I'm going for the silver. I don't think I want too many, do I? What does it look like with the tags in? Yeah, no, I don't think I want too many. But probably want some. So as when you take the tags out, it's not just bare. So, let's go again.
Vern says she saw your post on journal tutorials. So.
Ah, right. Well, that's good of them to allow me to post it on their group. And good of you, Vern, to pop over and join us. Right, so here we go with the silver fellas. I think I'm only going to put 3 of these on. I'm going to put 1 there. One about there. And maybe 1 here. I've got 1 pointing that way because the others are going the other way. Right, okay. Could I give you that? Could you wash that, please? It feels awfully sticky.
It's not the first time someone said that to me.
We'll just ignore that. Ignore any rudity that comes from him. So this is, I don't know what the Sheena embossing powders they're called. That might mean something to somebody. It doesn't to me, I'm afraid. But I'll tell you later. I've ordered something that I think has potential to be quite exciting. Right, let's tip this off. Hope it doesn't stick to our white ones. No, looking good. And pour this back into our thingy, our pot. I have got every single colour you can possibly think of in embossing powders. I'm not joking you either. I really have. Let's get the lid on this before a disaster happens. Let's just, that looks a bit iffy in there, but never mind. This is like magic. I don't know why I've never done this before. So there we go. That is that. So there we have it. It looks quite nice, I think. Now it looks better anyway. So I'll just leave them to cool down. I think they're all right actually. So we'll pop everything back in that goes in, which is these 2 tags that we made yesterday. Just try and even them up a bit. I quite like that. I like those little butterflies poking out. And these 2 massive journaling cards that we made from our book, coffee stained and just stenciled a little bit with the distress ink. Thanks, my love. That's perfect. It was just sticky. I thought it might be the end of it actually if I didn't wash it, if you didn't wash it. So there we are. There's our big journaling cards in. Got our butterflies. You can you know, you can see them, they're there, they're glinting away. So it's just taken the kind of barrenness off that page. Now, while we're on about embossing, I've just said to you, and it's the truth, I don't do much embossing. I've never really had much luck with it. I think because I didn't have a good embossing pad. So I bought this a couple of months ago now with the intention of experimenting and trying it out. Never got around to it until this morning. And I used it, I produced this little experiment and I liked it. So I thought, ooh, I could do something with that. But what happens if I want to do something that I haven't got a stamp for? Like I want to go around the outside of something, for example. So I had a look, and you can get embossing pens. Just the job. Perfect. Exactly what I want. So I've ordered one from Amazon Prime. So it will be here hopefully in time for Wednesday. And then I can show you I'll show you what I want it for now. Let's put this away. Let's put this back in the middle of the journal, and then we know it's safe and sound where it should be. So it goes in there. So I hope you all like that. I hope you all think it's a bit of an improvement on what we had yesterday. I do. I like that now. That's great. Excellent. Right. So today's dilemma is this. We're going to make some pockets for that coffee stained page that I've just shown you. And we're going to make them like this. This is one of the design sheets from the Calico Collage range. This is what it looks like when it's not prettied up. It's very, very nice as it is. But I thought, what about if I went round the outsides, outside of the petals, that's what I'm trying to say, and then foiled them, I would get a nicer look. So I'm not sure if you can actually see that, but it's, no, can you see that? It's really shiny. And I've done that with a method that I've shown you before, which is using one of these foil art pens that's got size in it. Size is a particular thing that sticks foil down. So don't try it with ordinary glue because it doesn't work. And then this is the foil that I used, which I got from AliExpress. And it was cheap and cheerful, so I had no idea until today if it actually worked. But that's the foil. There's several ways of applying it, but this is the way I've chosen to apply it. So you can see there, I've had the rolls out of it. Let's see if I put it there. I think that all that's come out of that is the rolls. So I've applied the glue from the pen round the outside of the petals as I could see them. There are others, but that's that. And then I put this over it, waited for the glue to dry, put this over it, then ripped it off. And this is the effect I get. I was delighted with that. I really like it. It's lovely. So I thought, okay, I'll just nip online and I shall see how much things are so I could tell you. And lo and behold, the people that do the foil art glue are no longer. They don't exist anymore. So it's pointless me telling you or showing you how to do that because you can't go out and buy the stuff. Sad but true. So anyway, what I've now decided to do, I'll use this because I've done it and I like it. But I think that was what spurred me on to buying the embossing pen, because I thought if I've got the embossing pen, I can go around exactly where I've put the glue with the glue pen, then put embossing powder on it, and I'll get a similar kind of effect, I think. So that's the solution to that, but we'll give that a whirl on Wednesday once my pen arrives and see if it actually does work. Anyway, this is the front of a 3-fold pocket.
What make was the foil art pen? It's a foil art one.
Foil art.
That's the name of it, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, foil art. I actually rang Hobbycraft up, which is where I got this, and asked them if they had them in stock, and they said no, the company was no more. So that's what the lady at Hobbycraft told me. I don't know, she might be misguided. anyway, that's that. So, right, what I've done is this is just printed on one side. And I didn't realise until I kind of got going that it was going to be such a pain, otherwise I'd have double side printed it. But never mind, it's printed on one side. So what I've done is I've cut 3 pieces from a design sheet. Now these are actually upside down.
People in this, they like to see it though, even if you can't.
All right, okay, well I shall show you then. I'll show you how to do it. What should we do it on? I want to do it on something that's going to be useful, don't we?
Are you making a tag or
something? Right, let's... In the middle of this was going to be a journal. I'm going to make a little baby journal. So, I'll use this page because I really like it anyway. And I know it works. So just bear with me till I cut a piece of paper that's the right size. Pencil. So I want it cut to there. Sorry, I didn't have this prepared, guys. I'm very sorry. I thought I was doing well on the preparation stakes, but now I've lost my flipping mark. Oh, come on.
Well, Jen said, way to go, getting us all excited and then pull the plug.
Oh, sorry. I thought I was all right showing you the that I was going to get a thingy pen, embossing pen. Thought you'd all forgive me at that stage, but no. There's always one, Jen.
Well, Samantha C says, still want to see Mrs. Fiona. Is there nothing that can sub for what they no longer make?
Can you think of anything?
I could certainly have a deep dive.
Have a deep dive. So save that. That's printed on double sides. It has got a bit of a fault with it somewhere, which is why I didn't use it, but it's certainly worth having to chop up. So I want this. This is going to be a little journal that's going to go in that pocket. So I want it to end about there and end about there.
Foil art pens are still available on Amazon in the UK.
Are they?
Yep.
So much for my research.
Leave it up to me.
So this is going to be a journal. So this is going to be the journal cover for our centre pocket. So it won't have died in vain.
They get the foil art creative foiling set on Amazon as well.
Can you?
Which is the pen and the foil.
All right. Okay. Right. I lied to you people. I just barefaced lied.
Well, maybe you mention them as we saved them from administration.
Yeah, could have done a good job there.
It's the power of Miss P.
Oh, blimey. That's all we need, isn't it? A powerful Miss P. Right, so this is going to be my front cover for my journal. I'm going to do this gluing situation now because it takes a good 10, 15, 20 minutes to dry. So you just have to bear with me. Now one of these pens has got quite a bit in and one hasn't, so we'll just see where we go. I'm just going to get a bit of waste paper just to start it off. Sometimes they get, like all glue, the nib gets dirty and someone doesn't want to play. That's it, it's coming through now. When it comes out it's white, okay? So let's just start down here. You've sort of got to squeeze it as you go. Obviously the more you squeeze, the thicker it comes out. But you do want it to be fairly thick. And it is, I mean, this is just going to be the most boring live ever. Sorry. So I'm just following round this lovely rose, round the petals. I'm just doing it fairly quickly here. Let's come back over this one. But it's not difficult, you know, the design's already there for you. You're just following the lines. So you don't need any great artistic ability. You do have to squeeze as you go, which takes just a little bit of getting used to. You've got to sort of hold it at a bit of an odd angle. I know, fancy telling you all that and then saying you can't buy it. What was I thinking? I've just stuck my thumb in, my finger in that. But I'm still going to go ahead with, I mean, I've ordered it anyway. I'm going to go ahead with that embossing pen and see, it's a bit thin there, see what happens with it, because I think that's got potential now that I'm learning about embossing. It's kind of Norella, wasn't it, to resize our Facebook banner and join our group. She's the lady responsible for all this calico collage designs, which, you know, I'm not just saying because she's part of the group. I absolutely love.
Some people have had a look, and there's one called Deco Foil, which looks very similar pen.
Right. Well, very well might be.
In the States.
Oh, that's good. Try and do it so you're not sort of reaching over what you've already done, like I am here, because it's really easy to put your finger in it.
Jen says it's not boring because we haven't seen this done before. She's also glad it comes out white, or otherwise she'd lose where she was.
Yeah, absolutely. My hand is just beginning to cramp now from holding this and pushing this part. So it might be something to consider if you suffer from arthritis or whatever. It might not be the technique for you. So I've just got some bits here in the middle.
Gonnie says hello to everyone.
Hi Gonnie! Thanks for joining us. So where am I? I've got a bit there to do. Oh, I've just stuck my finger in it. And a bit here. As it dries, it goes clearer, which makes it more difficult to see. I think we're about there.
This is just size in a pen, isn't it?
Size in a pen, yeah. I think that's about it. Fair enough. Right, I need a wet wipe because it's size. Size is a particular glue that you use for, you know, like foils and that sort of stuff. Sorry, what did you say?
Gold leaf.
Gold leaf, yeah, that's the thing. And it is as sticky as a pig, I'll tell you. It's really, really sticky. No. Excuse me a minute. Oh, delicious. Delicious. I'm all organised today. I've had my lunch and everything. I had for lunch a fish paste sandwich. Does that mean anything to anybody? When I was a kid, we used to get these little jars of fish paste, and they are so cheap. They're what you had, you know, if you had loads of kids, you'd give them loads of fish paste sandwiches. It would fill them up. It cost you next to out. And oddly, I really love them. So as a treat now, sometimes when Mr. F goes shopping, he buys me a jar of fish paste. So that's what I had today for lunch. Lovely. Right, I'm going to put that somewhere safe to dry. It'll be about, you can see it's starting to dry already actually, but when it loses its white, it's dry. Don't attempt this when there's any white showing anywhere. And hopefully that'll work for us. And then you won't think that I'm fibbing. Right, back to kind of where we were. So I've cut out these 3 pieces of card from a design sheet. And they, as I was saying, that I'm using them upside down. That's the right way. And there is text. And if you really look at it, you can see it's the wrong way up. But I don't want the flowers here. I just want the stripes. There's a shocker. So they're going to fit there like so, but I'm going to have some white in between. So I could either blank it all out with ink, or I could use my stencil and just put some stencils on it, just give it some interest. So this is the stencil that I always use, and this is the stencil Mr. F cut me just before, and this is the one that he shared with you all. It's a cutting file, it's an SVG file, so those of you that have got scan and cut and silhouettes, you can cut this out. I've asked him now to cut me one that's smaller than that. This is too large for my particular purposes. So if I want 2 that sort of size. This one's just a bit too big, so he's going to cut me another one out, and that'll be fine. But in the interim, I shall use this one as ever. And I really want it just down these lines where the paper, where I've got no paper. So I'm just going to keep sort of going down here. Like that. So you see when I put my paper on, I'm going to have that effect there, which I think will be okay. Yeah, I think that's going to look fine, mighty nice. So let's just, this desk is just absolutely blooming ridiculous. So I'm going to go around all the bits where the paper isn't going to be, if that makes sense. Just kind of keep it moving really, so you don't get the same.
Interesting about your fish paste.
Fish paste. Not just cheap fish paste. Cheap fish paste from Aldi, so it's the cheapest of the cheap. It's just tasty. So I just need to go down here. The pocket's going to come up here, so I don't need to worry too much about that. Then along the top, for those of you in America, Aldi is a really cheap supermarket that we have here. But I have to say I quite like this stuff actually. Oh, it's pouring with rain. It's ridiculous. A nice day yesterday, and that's probably it, I think. I think that was summer, so glad I enjoyed it. You don't have to do this, guys. You could double print your paper. I think, however, we're going to get a nicer sort of more interesting way of going on this way, but we'll see. Everything, as always, is up to you, what you do and what you don't do. You might never do anything I do. You might just like to watch and see what happens. Wait for all the muck-ups. Muck-ups, that's what I said. Right, so that's going to go there, just onto those stitches there. This is going to go there. Yeah, doing all right. I like that actually behind you. I like it. Not you, Mr. F. People in general, do you like it? That maybe could do with a wee bit more there, actually. I'm a bit lacking. Not just in the rose department, generally. Right, so that's going there. Excellent. So what's going to happen is that these are going to get folded up like that. I've sewn around the whole thing already, so I didn't have to bore you with that. So they're going to get glued in place. I'm going to put a bit of decoration on these. Not much, because it's all going to fold in. And then I have partially made 2 tags for there. We're going to use the bit we've just done to make a journal to go in there. Come on, guys, we're kind of organised. Look at all the prep I've done. I've amazed myself. So the first thing to do, I think, is I've already inked around these, so I'm going to glue them in place. Is Lynn Whitman on?
I haven't seen Lynn today, no.
I hope she's all right. She had an operation last week. For those of you that are new and haven't joined us before, we have a Facebook group that kind of runs alongside this, and generally all the people that you see on these lives you'll meet in our Facebook group. Really good bunch of people. Our motto is be kind, and we are kind. We are kind. We are supportive. And it's a good place to be. You get lots of encouragement, lots of help if you come, if you have a problem that you just can't fathom out, or you just want to run past somebody to see what other people have got to think about it. Whatever it is, we always like to see things that people are doing, of course. That's lovely to see what people are busy with. I don't know what people are busy with at the moment. I don't know if anybody even is making a journal. Is anybody making a journal at the moment? Right, so just to keep me square, I'm going to use my sewing line to place that on. So that will now be square. I mean, it might be slightly further this way, but that's fine. So I'm going to get my bone folder and make sure that you press the bit on the outside of where your stitching is, because for some reason that doesn't never want to stick. So get your bone folder and make sure that you've encouraged it all you can. I think I've encouraged that. Oh, obviously not enough. Couldn't do that if you tried, could you? So there, that's fine. That's going to get glued up to there. Haven't inked around that yet, so I'll probably need to do that before I stick it. This one, well, I'm going to stick this one next, actually. Then I can see exactly where I need to put my central one. Try and get your glue on the stitches if you can, and then to the outside from there, because the stitches are the ones that never want to stick. I'm using Aleene's Super Tacky glue. Given that there's thread involved, Fabri-Tac probably would have been a better bet, but generally if I'm sticking paper to paper I use Aleene's. It's fine for the purpose. Just a little bit in the middle. Doesn't need much in the middle. And I'm sticking these in with the flowers to the bottom, because then they're mostly going to get covered with the pocket and you won't see them, which is kind of what I'm aiming for. That's lovely. That's fine. Get your bone folder. My hands really want to cramp today because I've been doing loads this morning in an attempt to get ready for this afternoon. Yeah, sorry, we were going to say something, love.
Just going to read some things out for you. Sammy says she's just painted up a blackboard for the kitchen.
Ooh.
Jean's doing 2 Harry Potter journals.
Oh, really? Oh, that sounds interesting, doesn't it? Oh, my hands.
Carrie's ordered a little golden book from eBay so she can play too.
Carrie. We've sent one.
Tell people to be patient.
Sent one to you already, Kerry, so
You can play along twice.
you can play along twice, or if you fancy it, you can send one out to somebody else who might want to play who hasn't got one.
Samantha C says, does Aliens take a long time to dry?
No. Oh, I'm really sorry, guys. I've got really bad cramp in my hand.
And Donna's asking what we're going to do with the little golden books, so maybe you'd like to explain that while your cramp gets better.
Oh, cramp's sore, isn't it? Let me just wipe that additional glue off there. Not usually bothered this badly with cramp. I'm blaming the foil art pen. Yeah, I shall explain about the little golden books, and hopefully then by the end of that, that's going to go there, look like that, you see, get folded in. I do like that. I like that better than if we just printed all over that, the back of that. It's just, you know, as I keep saying, it's a point of difference, but I do like points of difference. Right, the little golden books. Now, I hadn't heard of these. They'd never come into my sort of purview before. But these are, well, this is one of them anyway. And kind of a good way to tell them now, I've realised, is they have this golden tape, I guess it is, sticky tape, along the spine. And they say a little golden book. Now, I as I say, they were new to me until one arrived from Jen Sinclair. And she's in America, I'm not. And so, you know, I'm very grateful to her for sending me this. And I got it and I thought, that's got real potential. And that was as far as I got, really. And then Jen contacted me and she said, look, how about this? That, well, she was actually willing to send everyone, you know, that came out of the Siri hat, if you like, here and in America, these little golden books. And I said, absolutely not. The postage is just way too high. It's, you know, I'll do this end and you do America. So we got Siri on the job. We looked at our rack list in our Facebook group, asked Siri to select some people, and these are...
Shall I type them up? And...
Yeah, type them up and they'll be the people that we've sent them to.
They don't have to go and buy them.
We bought them on eBay and we gave the delivery address as these, as you know, the people that are going to get them. So they won't look as if they've come from me, but I initiated the thing. So what we're going to do, what Jen and I have decided to do is, if you're lucky enough that Siri picked your number out of the hat, then you will receive one of these for free. If not, and you still want to play along, in this country they're about $2 to $2.50 off eBay, free delivery, so they're not expensive. If you would like to purchase one for yourself, Mr. F's just putting up the list of the British people that we have sent them to. And they should be arriving, I would have thought, early this next week. So you shouldn't have to wait too long. Now, inside... Well, for a start, the cover is really good. So no intention of doing too much to that cover. But the spine isn't going to be thick enough for what I want to do, because I want to add some pages and things. And obviously this spine was made just for this many pages. So I'm going to break it up, put a new spine on it, add some additional pages to it, but keep these pages because it's... Mine, and I don't know what everybody else's is like, but mine is gorgeous. I mean, look at these little chicken, little Tweety bird and whatever. A squirrel and a rabbit and the dog and a cat and a turtle. They're fantastic. Lovely images. And you can take that me personally, can take the whole wildlife thing and really absolutely go to town on it, which is what I intend to do. So there will be a real proper series on this starting as soon as I've finished my file folder. By that stage, everybody should have had a chance to either have received their books or bought a book, so you can play along. And then at the end of it, we're going to swap them. So I'll be swapping mine with somebody randomly, and they'll be swapping theirs with somebody, and so it goes on. So it's just a kind of incentive to, well, I don't have to tell you to do your best. We all do our best, of course we do. But it's going to be swapped with somebody, so make sure you're proud of it and, you're excited about them getting it. And I'll do my very best this end to make sure that I do my best. So that's going to be the project after we finish this file folder, which will be definitely this week. And I'm really looking forward to it. I really am. So there you go. Have you typed the names in?
Yeah. Creative Nana's joined us.
Hi, Creative Nana. I can't remember your proper name, but I like Creative Nana better anyway. So let's hope my cramp has now subsided. I'll stick this one in. I think you've missed all the bit about the little golden books, etc., etc., Creative Nana. But if you just watch back...
she says she learned a trick so you don't have to cut any of the book board and whatever, but we know how...
Oh.
We know about taking the staples out and stuff, don't we?
That's what I intend to do, take the staples out, yeah. And put a new spine in. But I'll show you all of that. I'll show you everything that I do. So we're all on a even playing field. And if you've got better ideas than that, that's great. Share. So Jen's been in charge of sending out... Oh, she sent out loads.
She's put a list up as well.
Oh, well done, Jen. Thank you.
She sent to Michelle, Flo, Roz, Jean, Donna and Nancy.
Brilliant.
And she's got a few more spare if anybody needs one.
And she sent to Lynn as well.
And to Lynn, yeah, she hasn't written Lynn, but yeah.
I think that was kind of where it all kicked off, actually, really. About that time. Right, so I'm just up level with the stitches there. Let's bring that down. In answer to somebody's question ages ago, Aileen's doesn't take long to dry, but it's not like the art glitter glue that, you put it down, that's it, you can't move it. You have got a couple of little while to move it if it's wrong.
Mabel's joined us.
Hello, Mabel. Thanks for joining us. Hope you're doing all right today. Mabel is an artist. Does some fantastic work. So there we are. That's grand. Lovely. My cramp seems to have disappeared, which is always helpful. Right, sorry.
Which is that dried yet?
No, it hasn't. Look, there's still white bits.
Oh.
So just be patient. Dear, oh dear. So I'm going to ink around there, around the whole shebang. I'm very much liking this old paper ink. It's now got over its mega juiciness that it had, which was making it difficult to use because it was so wet. But it's now just down to normal, and I like it. Don't know why that corner's decided to bend. Now, I'm just going to fold that back on itself there and just run this lightly up there. Is that enough? Yeah, that's enough. And same here. Just fold it back along the crease and just go up the centre of it there. Just adds to the kind of aged look of it. And all the way around here. And the pockets. I'll show you how I did the pockets in a minute when we get to the end of this whole inking situation.
Jean says she absolutely loves the inking around the paper, but it's her least favourite thing to do.
Really do not like it. For some reason I find it quite... I mean, when I'm doing a live I find it a nuisance because it takes time and I'm aware that everybody's thinking, oh my goodness, there she goes again inking. But really when I'm doing it on my own, I quite like this part. Because I don't have to contort my brain too much. Because usually I'm trying to work out how to cut something, what size something needs to be, blah, blah, blah. Whereas inking, no, it's just kind of dull. So that's that. I'm just going to go down these two crease lines. Right, okay, so that's us inked. Now then, how I did this was a full sheet of paper. I scored up 2 inches. I didn't at first, look, I scored 1 3/4 inches. That's why you can see that line on it. Hands up. I'm admitting to it. And then what I did was I made a crease at 5 inches and a crease at 5 inches so I could fold it over like that. Although it is 5 inches, these 2 outer ones are a smidge less than 5 inches. Just not even 1/8 of an inch, just a smidge. And then what I did was I cut a little sliver out here, can you see? On each side. So it's when we put them in like that, we can still fold it. Because otherwise, it can be problematic. That's all I'll say. Can be problematic. Can be a right royal a pain in the rear. Right, so that's going to go there, so I need to glue those down. But before I do that, do I actually need to decorate them? Of course we do. So let's just do one at a time. Let's do this one. So I'm thinking pink ribbon. Why ever not? I'm thinking, what else have I got that I can use? Here's my box of bits. They are nice from Calico Collage. Very nice. What else have I got? Oh, got a little bit of a napkin, look. Not a napkin. Stupid one. Doily, thanks guys. I can hear you shouting it at me. So you get loads of nice ephemera in with that set. Fussy cuts and all sorts. That's nice. The thing is that you kind of save them, don't you? You know what I mean? You think, oh no, I'll use that somewhere else. I'm going to leave that out because that's going to go on the front of our journal that we're in the process of making. Are you keeping up today, guys? It's a bit frenetic today. That's nice. That would go there. And I've also got that, but that's a kind of uppy downy one, isn't it? What else have I got? That. Nice. Oh, come on, just decide something. Just go with it, get with it. It's madness. It's too much niceness. Right, okay. Let's just go with what we've got. I don't know what we've got, but we'll go with it. That's nice. I might use that. And I might use one of those on each one. I quite like the idea of using a bit of this. A bit of that. I need something there. Let's bring out these butterflies that we had yesterday. That didn't go with it. Ah, you see, this does go today. That does go. It's nice. I think that looks all right there.
Jen wants to know, are there a lot of fussy cut flowers in that kit?
Not massively massive. No, I'd hate to steer you wrong. Hang on, let's just get out what there is. Like O'Reilly. I think. Oh no, and that. I might have got mixed up as well with One Fine Day kit here. But this is what I've got, and these are all calico collage. So there's a pocket and a card that goes into the pocket. A little tag. I love that one because I love blue tits. That. A card tag. Little stamp. And you get this as well. It's got all these stamps on. Today I choose happiness. I love that. All these journaling cards. This kit, the Shabby Floral and the One Fine Day, are really, really lovely. I can see me going back to them again and again, printing them out. We rise by lifting others. That's out of the One Fine Day kit, and that's I put that in Hilda's journal, the journal I made for Hilda, and I love that. It's not spiritual, it's just true. We rise by lifting others. That's what we aim to do on our group, don't we? This says One Fine Day. These are pockets. Look at these. They're gorgeous. And fussy cut round there, look. And you've got a really lovely pocket. You get two complements of each other. These all come with it. They're nice. Little roundel there. Fussy cut flower roundel. And this one here says, to a dear friend. So if you're making a journal for somebody special, that's a lovely card to include, I think. Tag. That's nice, isn't it? That's just gorgeous. I love that. I love that as well. Butterfly, fussy cut, butterfly, fussy cut. Rose. Pocket. Really, I can't tell you which is the Shabby Floral and which is the, that's nice as well, and that's lovely, which is the One Fine Day. I've got them all mixed up now, but they're both kind of worthy of consideration, I would say. They're really nice. Excuse me, I'll just have a drink and then we'll get cracking. So I'm going to use a bit of this, and I'm going to tear it off about there, and I'm wondering if I can colour it with my ink pad. I'm sure I can, surely. I mean, this wasn't the plan, I've just literally found this in my box. Oh, let's see. So let's see if I can just colour this up a little bit. The answer seems to be yes. You can also get sprays. Ranger do. Oh, I've torn it. Ranger do sprays. So you know, if you didn't want to do this, you could just spray it. You'd probably get a better result, and you probably wouldn't tear it like I've just done now. I've got an itchy nose. Right. So that's going to go on there. It's a bit brown on there, doesn't it? But never mind. That's where it's going. Let's shove it along a little bit to there. Right, okay. And we're going to put some of this pink ribbon there. And our butterfly. I've got no idea where he went. Let's just say we're going to put that there instead. Oh, there's the butterfly. Sorry, mate, didn't see you. So put that there with some bling in the middle. Maybe a little bit of lace as well. I don't want to make this too thick, that's the thing, because it's got to fold over on itself. So I'm going to stick this down first off. Because it's just going to get more and more damaged. So I'm saying that's kind of where that wants to be. So I'm just going to have that over the bottom and over that side so I can cut it off square. There we go. So let's just cut that off now before we do anything else. It's quite unwieldy. So I'm just cutting that off square with the edge of the pocket there. And I'm just going to fold that over there and cut that off with the bottom of the little folio thin pocket doodah. There we go. I'll keep them, you never know, might need them for the other one. So that's fine. I quite like that actually, it's quite nice. So then it's just our butterfly and our ribbon. Just wondering whether that's enough or if it just needs something, a little bit of something more, maybe even a little bit of this. Not all the way along. Just put that there. Come on. Put that there. Going slightly further along. And then that on top. Yeah, I think that looks better. That looks better, people. Right, now then, last night, Pat Fleet told me how to use my double-sided. Pat, I couldn't get it to work. I was tired in fairness, but something about putting your hand inside and having your two fingers coming out, I don't know. Anyway, I think it is better if you put your hand inside. I'll grant you that, Pat. So I'm putting that to there. Look, this is better than I was yesterday. So, yeah, thanks, Pat. It kind of works. Kind of works better than it did. So I'm putting two bits of that because I've got the ribbon and the lace. So yeah, I think that's better, Pat. I do. I definitely do. Right, and then we just want to, I just would like a scalpel, that's all I'd like. Oh, just found that, that's nice. I don't know where my scalpel is, I'll have to use my nails. Oh, it's where it should be. That's a bit of a shocker. It's always a shocker when things are where they ought to be. So that's going to be the lace along the bottom there. It's nice and square where it's cut off, that's fine. Is everybody bored yet? You bored? You can tell me, I'll move on. I'll move on to the settee and watch the cricket. So that's our little bit of lace. And then we just want this bit for the little bit of ribbon. I'm trying not to slice my doily up. Try it from the other end, shall we? That's it. So this little bit of ribbon along here. It doesn't go quite as far as the lace. And then our butterfly. That lace was supposed to go to there. Oh well, that's life.
People say they aren't bored.
Oh, that's good. Because we've still got our exciting And it's dry by the look. Oh, nearly, not quite. I'm guessing that's because I put it on too thick, but you know, it was killing my hand, frankly. So I'm just going to use Fabri-Tac for this because it's going to get stuck onto that ribbon and lace. I'm just trying to use up what's left in this little bottle. Not much is the answer. Right, there we go. So we pop this one down at a nice angle like that. And although he looks lovely and he's dimensional, he will go flat, which is good because that means then that we haven't got anything sticking up to cause us problems when we fold it all together. So that's that. He needs a couple of gems on, which I've got to do now because otherwise I forget and then somebody buys it and it hasn't got all the gems on. So one of these. One of these. You can also buy hot fix crystals, which we have as well. And you need to have a hot fix glue, hot fix setting tool, which we have, and I've showed you that before. But it's just something else on my desk that I absolutely haven't got room for. So as a consequence, we're using glue, and I think it's probably quicker anyway.
Vern wants those, the shabby florals from Calico Collage.
Calico Collage, yeah. And there's several of them. There's the one with all the big flowers. Then there's one that's just got sort of flowers and butterflies around the outside with journaling page in the middle. Then there's the shabby floral ephemera kit. And I know by the time you've bought all those, it comes to a pretty penny. I know that. But you've got them then. You can use them. And I'm telling you that you won't regret. They're lovely. They're right up my street. The stripy and the flowery. I mean, come on. They were designed with me in mind. They weren't. They weren't at all. But they might have been. Right, so let's just stick these on here. And this E6000 glue is very sticky and very good and made for the job. So that's that. Right, we've got that done. You see what I mean about if you've got room for everything, it doesn't clutter up. See, I've got a drawer here that is specifically for stones, hot fix, cold fix, the glue, whatever. And every time I use it, they get put back in the drawer. All of this chaos here doesn't have a specific place, and so it just keeps getting added to as clutter on my desk. And it you know, I'm really with that girl last night who said, you know, she was absolutely at her wit's end. Honestly, you look at it and you think, well, what's the point? There's not even room for me to start to journal. There's another one out of the kit as well. So I'll just leave that till that dries, and let's see what we're going to put on here. Something pretty similar, I think. Maybe just a bit of lace, no butterfly, just a bit of lace, and some ribbon. Do I want some of that doily, which I've now lost? I don't think it brings much to the party really once I've inked it. Looks a bit dull. So I'll leave that as is and just put some lace and some ribbon along here, and I'll bring it in from this edge to the middle. Double-sided. So I'll just bring it in from about there to the edge. I haven't got my hands in the middle again, Pat, that's why it's going wrong. I've ordered a whole load of lace from Ali. When it comes, I'll share it with, I'll show you what I've bought. Because I do get through quite a bit. I'm sure we all do, actually. So I want one that's longer than the other. Try and get it straight. There we are. I don't know how I thought I was actually ever going to get through all this today. Really, I don't. It's going to be have to be a part 2 to this, because it's just like an impossible task. That's just not. It's just starting to go fluffy, so we'll just cut the end off that. Pop that down there, along to the edge, and the same with our little bit of lace. Pop that down there. Oh, right where it needs to go. There. Lovely, and cut them off.
Mabel says you've got some delicate surgery skills with that scalpel.
Well, in real life, Mabel, I was a scientist, so unbelievably, people used to let me use scalpels. So that's that there, and I just need a similar thing here. I don't know, that's just saying to me it's just a little bit naked. I do quite like that there, but it's adding bulk. I'll see. I'll leave that and come back to it and see what's occurring. See what's what. So I want a similar sort of length here. And it's not like me to wing it. It really isn't. In fact, I can't bring myself to. So I'm going to have to measure. So it's almost 3/4 in, down from the top, and it's 3.5. So it's almost 3/4. So that's there. And it's 3.5. Sorry guys, but I just, if you can't, you can't.
And this is you winging it, is it?
Yeah. I couldn't. I just couldn't do it.
You tried.
I tried, I just couldn't. And that's in just less than an inch. If you're not that sort of person, you just can't do it, can you? And I'm just not that sort of person. Maybe it is a scientist in me, I don't know. I do not know, but I know I can't do it. So I'll just cut that off square along there. I think I'll just show you what I've got in mind, and I'll show you that I managed to trap a bit of thread in there. And I'll show you the foil, definitely. But I can't stay here forever, guys. You'll need a comfort break soon. So that's that. Let's trim that off. And our lace. Along there. Lovely. Right, so I am going to think about what I want to put. That's just not quite right. What I want to put on there, I think it needs something, to be honest with you, but I'm not sure what yet. Right, so what I have planned for the for either side, they need sticking there. You all know how to do that. Run a bead of glue up each side, stick them down. Okay, so let's just pretend we've got that done. Those of you that follow me regularly know that I have 3 templates, tag templates that I use all the time. And those are they. But today I needed one. Well, I've used the big one and I've done exactly what you saw me do the other day. Cut out a piece from my herb book and I've decoupaged over it with that same napkin that we've been using. So I've got 2 of these, which are going to go in these pockets, and I used that tag for. But I needed a slightly bigger, I needed something that could go into. So what I did was, I added 1/2 inch onto that, so I've cut it at 7 inches, and 1/2 inch onto that, so I've cut it at 4. So these will go onto there and look like they're sort of mounted up, which I like. I'm liking that kind of thing at the moment. And I'll stick that down there and then cut the things off, put some ribbon in, so we'll have those. Okay, so cut those at 7 by 4. And they'll go in there with some ribbon on the top. So you just have to imagine this now, guys, because we're going quick. So that's going to be there, that's going to be there, and in the middle, what are you doing?
I was just wondering why we were going quick.
We're going quick because it's blinking nearly 3:30. And in the middle, we're going to make a little journal, and we're going to use this lovely little thing. Maybe down there, don't know. And this looks like it's dry. Now, when all the white has gone from it, it goes just see-through. So it's just a question of waiting, being patient till all that white's gone. And then what you do is you get your foil out. And I've got foil that'll come as no surprise in, I don't know, 20 colours, something like that. Which you have to have because you don't know which colour you're going to need. And this is quite a sort of sparkly, the sparkly ones are the nicest ones. You get the better and sort of more glittery look with the sparkly ones. So that is not finished, this piece here. There's loads more left in that, but there's not much point me putting it over my rose because all the bit that I want for my rose is already gone. So I'm just going to put it that way, start it down here, drop it onto it, spread it out. Make sure that you've got good contact with all your glue and all your foil.
Shiny side up.
Yeah, the pattern side up, and that's kind of contradictory to how you might think. You immediately want to put the pattern side down to the glue. Don't do that, that's wrong. So, you don't have to leave it. That was just me having a drink, just for having a drink. You don't have to leave it. Right, and then now it's like an elastoplast, okay? There you go. Can you see that? You see that shining? It's really nice. Can you see that? Yeah, okay. So that's that. That's the story of the foil.
Let's check it, make sure there's no sticky bits left because it never
Yeah.
dries.
Yeah, that's the thing. It does never dry. So just go over it and make sure you can't feel any sticky bits anywhere. Might be a bit there actually. Because it'll be sticky forever and a day. It doesn't dry till something goes on it. So you know, the betting is that some muck or something will land on it. So just make sure that you've gone over it. You can't feel any stickiness. So that's that. So that turned out rather well, didn't it? Surprisingly well, I would say, for a live.
That says you can foil your nails.
Can you?
Yeah.
Blimey. I did not know that part. I didn't know it.
They've got the laughing face afterwards. So.
Oh, right. Maybe you can't then. Maybe she's leading us up the garden path.
I think she's saying you could foil.
Oh, I
because
could.
You've got 20 colours.
Yeah, I could. I could foil all my nails, my feet as well. Right, so this is going to be a journal what we're going to do is get some coffee stained paper, which I think I have somewhere. Mr. F did me some the other day. So I'm going to get, I don't want to bulk this up too much. I'm going to get 2 pages to start with and see where that takes me to. If I folded it in half, is it wide enough? Just about, I'd say. Right, so it's really pretty, that, actually. I don't know if you can see it twinkling away, but Jen, you'd really appreciate it. So I'm just going to fold that down there. Take the slightest, merest smidge off, just so as it cuts the pages for us.
Jean's had to go. So.
Ah, don't blame me, Jean, honestly. But thanks for joining us. So I'm just going to take a real smallest sliver possible off here, just so it cuts the pages. So we've now got 4. Oh, that didn't quite cut.
Pat and Jen seem to think it'd be a good idea for a foil to my nails.
They like taking the mickey out of you, don't they? Right, so if I was to fold them in half again, what is that? Because the edges of these papers are a bit iffy. Right, so if I fold that in half again, where is it going to take me to? Nah, that's not enough. That's a shame. So I need to cut this off about there. But put it back in your drawer wherever you keep your coffee stain stuff, because eventually you'll be making a journal that is this size, or you need something to put in an envelope or whatever. Don't chuck it away. Just put it back in the drawer. It'll come into its own.
Sarah says she's a nail tech, and that's how you foil nails, exactly the same.
Really? Well, fancy that. Right, so I've
But
just...
She doesn't have to wait for as long for it to dry.
Well, she's probably got a blooming machine. We could do with a machine. So that's going to get attached onto there, like so. Well, it is actually going to be sewn. So it'll be like that. Well, it'll be in the middle. But I'm just wondering if I've got enough pages. I think so, because I want it to be flat. Yeah. Do it, and probably need to do a back for that as well, actually. So back to the same piece of paper that we had, and I'm just going to cut out a back. I'm going to use this bit up here because it hasn't got a whole lot of pattern on, because I might want to fussy cut that out at some stage and use that. I might. Whereas I won't want to fussy cut this, so I'm just going to cut a bit that's exactly the same size. Don't think that's square. It's not. Oh.
Don't rush on so much.
Okay. I just think people get bored. This isn't square. I'm going to have to square it up. I'm not the world's best with scissors, I've told you that before. Right, there we are. Because this would really make a gorgeous fussy cut, wouldn't it, for the cut, like a corner pocket. Which I'm left with now, so I might as well do something with it. Oh, that one's gorgeous. I love these bluey tones. Lovely paper.
If Rose says she's not bored, she's working on her own stuff while listening.
Ah, right.
And Miranda Holmes says she could watch all day.
Oh, blimey, Miranda. Right, so it doesn't look too bad, but I'm really quite convinced when I put it down that it wasn't square. So let's just check that situation. Yeah, it's just off square, which is no good. It's just a tiny little bit up there, I think, is the offender. I really don't want to squash down my foil if I can help it, so there we are. Oh, you all right? Yeah, that's fine. If I can get that little bit off there. No. Right. So, that's where it belongs. So the paper's just literally going to go in a sandwich of the two cards here. That's the right way up. Like so. I'm going to sew these corners in that are a bit iffy. And make sure it's kind of central widthwise. That's fine. Like that. And I'm just going to sew along the top. That's all I'm going to do. And that's all it needs, to be honest. So I'm just using a straight stitch. Once I've got it sewn, I'm gonna look again at how square this is, because I just have my doubts. I'm just going to use a slightly longer stitch than normal, because it's what I'm going through is thicker than what I normally go through. So I'm going to start about ½ inch in reverse off. Not really as quickly as that, but never mind. Make sure you've got the top square. Reverse when you come to the end, and then just back off over the edge. So that's fine. Let's just cut those ends off. And if you wanted to, you could put a bit of lace over the top just to hide that. I don't actually think that's too bad. I'm quite happy with that. I'm going to just square it up a little touch, but it's not bad at all. I think that's okay. Now, I have got this little sign that we found that says journal. But if I put it on, that's going to be in the pocket. You're not going to see it. And I don't really want to put it on over our foil rose, so I'm just literally going to leave it. I am going to put some lace over here. I don't know if I've got any to hand that is suitable. That might do. You just want it over there, over your stitching, so as when it comes back round it goes over that stitching. I think that might be just... Could you pass me my bag of cream and white lace, please? I just need something that's...
Small bag.
You can tell why I've ordered some more, can't you? Oh, that beautiful lace that Hilda gave me, it's gorgeous. Oh, I'm not on camera. Oh. Here we are.
Forward, just
that might be all right. Yeah, I think that's going to be fine. So I don't need very much of that. I'll cut that off about there. Thank you. So it's just a matter of prettying it up, really. On it's going to be fine if we use that middle bit there. Right, so I'm just going to put some Fabri-Tac down on there, predominantly along the... I can't really get much more out of that, to be honest. I'm going to move on to my new bottle. Thank you, Lynn. And Hilda for the contents. Lynn for the bottle and Hilda for the contents. You guys spoil me. I hope I do you justice. I hope that I teach you things that you might not have thought of.
Jen says, please pass that small bag of Lay's. And Sarah says, I can see you're running low on Lay's.
I know. When I got it out, I thought everybody's going to think I'm mad. I'm running low on lace.
Bat wants to know if you ever get to the bottom of that bag.
Oh, no. No, because I keep filling it up. When it gets to that stage where I'm a bit limited on certain thicknesses, etc., then I have to order more. It just has to be done. Because Perisher thought I should ever go to that bag and I haven't got lace in a certain thickness. That would just be too much to bear.
You do rummage to the bottom.
Oh, I do rummage to the bottom, yeah.
It's just you never see the bottom.
No. So that's going to go half and half along these sort of lozenge shaped bits here. That's going to be my guide to getting it straight. So that's that. And when we pull that forward, yeah, it's going to hide our, excuse me, our stitching. And we're going to be left with, it's only a tiny little journal. You know, you can't, no point taking it with you on a fortnight's holiday. But it is journaling space, and that's good. So there we are. Put the lid back on my Fabri-Tac and fold this over like so. So it's just really a bit of prettiness for the sake of it, no other reason, but it looks nice, doesn't it? You can leave the ends if you like. Lots of people do leave ends of lace. I'm not of that school, as you'll no doubt know. It's just funny. Of course I wouldn't leave the ends. Oh dear me. Fly away, go away. So right, that's that. Now, go away, heaven's sake. I don't know how much prettier you could get really than that. It's pretty lovely, is what it is. And it's going to go in there. Like, look at this. I've got a blinking spidery thing now. Ooh, that might be just too wide to go in there. By my... Yeah, I'm going to have to just cut a little bit off that, guys. It's just too wide to fit in my pocket. I hadn't thought of that before. Oops, a daisy. So I'm just going to take a smidge off either side. Well, actually more of a smidge off this side because this has got foiling on. So I'm just going to go right up to the foiling there. Get it straight along the bottom. And take that off. And that's when a rotary cutter is absolutely at its best. There we go. So let's see, is that going to fit in now? Yeah, it is going to fit in. But just in order to square that up, because I forgot that my paper's now more at one side than the other. I can't possibly live with that. So I'm just going to take a little bit, only a little bit off this side. Just going to square it up with that other side to make sure I get it square. There we go. Yeah, that's nice. Anyway, I like that. It's nice. My paper's not exactly square, but it's not a million miles off. Even I can live with that. So that's going to go there. Yeah, that's going to be nice, I think. I mean, time will tell when we've got that glued, the pocket glued down. If it really doesn't want to fit, but I think it will, then we'll take it off the edge where the you know, this edge. But I think we'll be all right with that. Let's glue it and see. Let's put some glue on, guys.
You can make little gussety bits if you want to.
You could make gussety bits, but I'm trying to keep this as flat as I can. That's my problem. So it's just up the sides. Don't get carried away with the bottom or anything else. You don't need it. Just the sides. And definitely don't get carried away with the top. Because then it wouldn't be a pocket, would it? I mean, we've all done it. I know we've all done it. Oh dear. So there we are. We'll just leave that to stick for a minute, see what happens. And in the meantime, I'll stick these on. I've given up any hope of it being a quick live for you. It's just going to have to grin and bear it. I've got Fabri-Tac here, but that's fine. It is a really, really dark, cold day today up here. It's ridiculous for the time of year. So we want 1/4 of an inch all around this, so do your best to gauge that accurately. There we are. I think. Hope it wants to stick. But there does not want to stick. Okay, well, seeing as it doesn't want to stick, I don't blame it. It's not even tacky. I just obviously didn't put enough glue on. But anyway, I'm gonna use that fact to do what I should have done before I stuck it down, which is ink around it and put some stencils on there. So you see, it all worked out for the best. Here's my little stencil. Oops. Things dropping off on the conveyor belt. Don't know where my little sponge is. A little purple sponge. Here it is. So yeah, this should have all happened before I stuck it on anyway, so the fact that it didn't want to stick has actually done us a favour. And then I'll use Aileen's the next time. So just where there's no decoupage, I'm just going to lightly go in with this ink, which is what I should have done. It's what I wanted to do. I just forgot about it in the excitement of the live. So isn't that strange that it didn't want to stick, and then we needed to do this anyway? Bizarre. You don't need to go all the way around if you don't want to. Just put on as much or as little as you fancy. I just like the effect. I love that text. I love when you can see text through a decoupage thing, or music sheet. I like that as well. Just going to put a little bit. Where's my 2 little leaves there? Put them there. Right, so that's that. Let's ink around it now. Do all the jobs we should have done. Lovely. Right, that's now ready to stick. Much better than it was before. So let's put some decoupage on, stenciling on here. Does take a minute or two for this to dry. You know, you can see it sitting on top of the page actually, thinking about life for a while. So don't smudge it. That's what I'm trying to say. Smudge is the word I'm after. It is a nice effect though, I think, anyway.
Jen says it doesn't matter how much room you have, everybody ends up crafting a 6-inch square.
Yeah, it's true. It's absolutely blooming true. It really is. And, you know, it is annoying. I mean, when I look around me now, out of the things I've got out, do I really need all these things that I've got out? I've got an excuse. I mean, my excuse is I might need them for the live and I don't want to have to start searching for them. That's my excuse. But even if I wasn't doing this, I would still be exactly the same. So, I need to ink around this one. You just see that sitting on top of the paper. It is shiny paper, which isn't helping the cause very much. And of course, it's also got decoupage glue on it. But it does dry. It does dry fast, so we're okay. There we are. Lovely jubbly. Now that looks a whole lot better, doesn't it? Don't know what I was thinking. This is the one I did first, so it's the driest. So I'm going to go in with Aleene's this time and put plenty on. I don't know. I think that green card that I'm using, which I got from Hobbycraft actually, I don't know if it's got something on it, some sort of coating or something, but this isn't the first time that I've had a problem getting something to stick to it. But it won't argue with Aleene's.
Jen says, so the front of the ink pad looks green, but is it really green on the paper?
It's a kind of browny green. Khaki. Or khaki, if you like. Yeah, it's a kind of khaki green, I would say. I think the front might be a little bit misleading, actually. I wouldn't describe it. Would you describe it, Mr. O?
I'd have to see it really more
there
closer.
It is.
Is it on that pad? On that?
Yeah.
I need to see it under my nose in a big blob.
I'm going to do an experiment.
Yeah, it's a weird colour, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
It definitely got a green hue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you say khaki? Would you say khaki?
Khaki.
I'll tell you what, Jen, I like it. I do like it.
It's sort of a green sepia, you know, it's
yeah.
sort of browny green, greeny brown.
Yeah.
Hard to pinpoint.
It is hard to pinpoint. I don't know if I'd describe it as brown or green. If I absolutely had to, I don't know. I'll show you it and see what you think. There it is there. It's a kind of, like Mr. F says, it's a kind of sort of sepia green, I suppose. I do like it. I think it's a really useful colour. I've overdone it with the Aleene's this time now because I was so upset with it before that it didn't stick. So I'm just going to cut this off so we've got a nice tag. And that's going to go in there. I'll stick all those pockets down and then I'll stick this one in. I would say that's a really pretty tag. I really like that. I like it a lot. So I'm going.
Some people are saying sagey green and some people are saying olive green.
Yeah, I can see both of those, definitely. I wouldn't argue with any of that.
I'm just not sure what it's got to do with vintage paper.
No, I don't either. It's not. It's not. Well, having said that, look at it there. Looks brown. On the white, it really looks brown.
Yeah.
So that can just dry.
To go again, old paper or something.
Old paper. I seem to have got over that ridiculous cramp that I had in my hand. Blimey, that wasn't funny. I think I'm going to have to put something here on these, but I don't know quite what yet. That'll be another blinking 3 hours auditioning stuff. Right, so that's dry now, so let's just pop our journal in there.
Somebody suggested those white flowers that you used on the census.
Yeah, you're probably right. That fits, but it absolutely just fits. To be honest, it needs another little bit taken off it. So I'd rather do that than have somebody struggle with it when they get it, because that's not nice. It's not much. It does go in. It's just it just needs a wee bit, as you might say. I'm taking off 1/8 of an inch. Which will have had the effect of evening that up. Brilliant. So that's pleased my face. Yeah, that's fine. That's perfect. Look at that. How nice is that? Well, I'd say very nice. And that's going to go in there with some ribbony stuff on. This one we've still got to make. Only needs a bit of glue, nothing more.
I must say, the images of that ink online these days, the colour on the front looks very brown.
Oh, does it?
So I'm wondering if we've got an old one and,
yeah, possibly.
And people were buying it and complaining that it wasn't green, it was more brown.
Well, that's possible.
Maybe he's changed the either the formula or the labelling, perhaps.
Well, whatever it is, I recommend it. I really do. It's it's just a nice kind of neutrally colour, and yet it's not vintage photo or tea dye or whatever. You know, it's just slightly different than that, and I like that. I've just had enough of all that vintage photo malarkey, everything being brown, and it looks. I don't like grungy stuff, but the brown stuff makes everything look grungy. So just take your time and get this straight. That's it. And get your bone folder, get your edges squished down. There we go. Bit of excess glue, but not too much. And just cut that down about 1/4 of an inch. I'm not sure how straight that was, but never mind. There we go, and that goes in there. like that. Right. So really, all that's left to do is put the thing, you know, the ribbons in there, and then that goes over there like that. That comes over there like that. Ah, that might be, I might put the word journal on there. What do you think? That would look nice, wouldn't it? Particularly if I put a bit of lace under it. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll cut this out and I'll put a bit of lace under it. Have I got any wide cream lace? I'm not saying that I have, actually.
How wide's wide?
1.5 inches, maybe.
Got that one.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you. Perfect.
Didn't have to dive too deep into your bag.
No. Didn't know I had that. I was looking for some wide the other night.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? You try and convince me you've checked what you've got before you order some stuff.
Yeah.
And I know you wouldn't lie to me.
I've checked. I haven't got any. It's just got a black line around the outside here, so I'm going to cut that off. Seeing as it's going onto the cream. I don't like that black line in this instance. Right, so there we are. I know it's not strictly speaking a journal. I know, I know. So if I put that down first.
Mabel says she just noticed you use your rotary cutter with your left hand and your scissors with your right.
I know. I'm heterosexual. Oh no, that's not the right one.
That's definitely not the right word. Well, I hope it's the right word. Ambidextrous, maybe. We'll go with ambidextrous, should we? Or bisexual, whichever suits.
Let's go with ambidextrous. I'm ambidextrous. Oh dear me, I'm ambidextrous. Oh, for heaven's sake. Anyway, look, this ribbon's too wide. That's the upshot of the whole thing. It's too wide. I need something less wide, please. I'm sure he's right in saying rude about me now. I'm very sorry if I've offended anybody there. I'm really sorry. That wasn't not my intention.
I'm just saying that the
Oh my God.
the old paper dye is sort of an ongoing discussion on many a forum, like
right, I
about
see.
whether it's green, brown,
whitey
green.
I think what I'm going to do here, I think it depends what colour paper you're using it on. I think if you're using it on cream, it probably comes out green. If you're using it on white, it comes out brown. That's what I'm guessing. I'm wondering if I use 2 pieces of this back to back and put that in the middle. I don't know, I think that's still... It's probably about my best shot, actually. I don't think I've got much more than that. So...
Lots of laughing faces.
Oh no.
Jen says, "Oh my God, Fiona." Candy says, "I'm sure Mr. F is pleased about that." Jen says she loves your laugh. Donna's ROFL. And Deborah, "Is that news to you, Mr. F?" Nothing is news to me.
I've got tears in my eyes from
There's
laughter.
no secrets in the asylum.
I'm trying my hardest to carry on like nothing's happened. Oh dear. Right, I'm just going to take this bit of lace, put some fabric tack on, just like nothing ever happened there. And I'm using it out the big bottle because I need quite a bit. because this cotton lace really eats it up. Oh my goodness me. I've said so. I think that's the worst thing I've ever said yet. But I'm sure there'll be worse at some stage. Right, so let's get this stuck on. Let's try it about there, shall we? I think. Lovely. So the decision that we have to make now is, do we just want to pop that onto there like that? No, I don't think so, because the top's getting lost. That's my problem. So I need to cut this off at the same length. So there's just really a tiny little bit to go. Just like that, I think. And more of this wondrous Fabri-Tac. Come on, baby. You can do it. Make sure that you stick down the edges of your lace, because they get frayed and they look horrible. Right, so make sure that you've got that buttered up against it but not over it, otherwise it'll show. And fairly even, like kind of like that. That's fine. I think that's okay. Let's just have a quick check. Yeah, that's nice there, isn't it? Feeling some gems coming on. Oh, I'll just put that away and I need to stick that down. That's a tiny bit foolish. I've discombobulated myself. That's a good word, isn't it? Mr. F.
Discombobulated?
Yeah.
It is.
And pretty much a state of how we live our lives. Discombobulated. Oh, upside down. Bobby. So there we go. Now it says journal. And it looks nice. I like that. Let's just press that down a bit. Encourage it to stay there. Make sure my lid's properly on that. So there we are. That's pretty nice, I think. And then there's nothing on there. Yeah, that might be a job for tomorrow. I don't know. These need the ribbons in. This little journal, gorgeous, gorgeous. Yeah, there's the question of that, isn't there? Of what do I put on that? Maybe, I don't know, something from the top, flip spot, tuck spot at the top. Not today's problem though. So I'm just literally going to put some little gems around there, and then I'm going to tell you how I'm going to fix it into my journal. Just get the gems out first. So you're ready. I'm just going to put the little ones on because I don't want to really overshadow this. Hope you give that. Hope you can find that foil art stuff and you give it a try, because that looks fabulous. I think. I can say that because I didn't do the artwork. Where's my thing? Here we are. Turn them over the right way. That's it. So just a tiny, tiny little bit of glue in the corners. Like so. It is just a pinprick of glue. And pick them up. So at the back end of next week, I would say we'll be about ready to start going through some of the journal pages that I've received for the collaborative journal. Yeah, I think that's about right. Look at the bling on that. Don't know if it's picking it up particularly well. Come down a bit, probably catch more light. So that is a very blingy page, Jen. Hope you like it. What I'm going to do, I'm going to attach this to my journal, is by ribbon. Oh, this is ridiculous. This is 2 hours plus, please. Sorry, guys. Where's my coffee stained bit of paper? Gone. I do not know. Here it is. So it's going to go on there. I'm going to stencil round it, or with my newfound love of embossing, I might put some butterflies around there with my butterfly stamp. Something. I'm going to break that page anyway before I put this onto it. And then I'm going to glue some ribbon to the back, coming out both sides, so I can tie it shut. You could, if you wanted to, put a little Velcro spot there and there, so as it would remain shut. It's up to you, but I'm going to put ribbon on mine because I like ribbon.
Perhaps just asking how many pages we've had so far. I think it's maybe 17, 18?
17 or 18, yeah. Yep, so we're doing well. So that's that. That is today's live. That is the weekend lives done. I don't know if I'll get to, I think I probably will get to this through the week, but I've got a hospital appointment, stuff like that, so we'll just have to see how it goes. But I will get back to you as soon as I can, because I want to get this journal finished and get on to the little golden book. So, what can I say? You done?
I think so.
Yeah.
I may do a live next week.
Oh. So Mr. F is promising that he may do a live next week. I may or I may not, but I'll definitely see you next Saturday at 2 o'clock here on the YouTube channel, where we will hopefully get this journal finished. Thank you so much, those of you that have stuck with me. It's been a marathon today, and I appreciate your company. At the end of it, I don't really know what we've got done, not that much. So I'll see. I'll carry on anyway, so you'll see what I've done, and I'll see you at least next Saturday.
Perhaps shared a little more than you should have done.
Yeah, sorry about that. Okay, bye guys. Bye.